And I'm back. In one of my recent videos where I tried out different delivery driver platforms, someone commented, "Is this about delivery or your eating habits?" You know, when I read that, I thought about it. I really did think about it. And then I got an idea. Why don't I talk about my eating habits? No, in this video, I'm not going to talk about my eating habits, but I will talk about a fast food restaurant that I personally really enjoy eating at. But I'm not going to be talking about why we should eat there. I'm actually going to talk about, see what I did there?
You naughty, you teasing me.
I'm actually going to talk about why working for Taco Bell is the best job that you could ever have. And if you want to argue with me why any other job is better than Taco Bell, I'm ready to hear it all. Because I can tell you one thing, there is no other job out there that I know of that makes you do so much work, yet barely pays you anything. So let's dive in. So I want to give a little bit of a context behind why I decided to do this video.
Let me inspire you.
When I was a month away from turning 16, I really wanted a job, so I couldn't wait until I turned 16. And as soon as February 26th hit, I started applying. And specifically, Taco Bell really interested me. Yes, I know, kind of weird, but Taco Bell was really interesting for me to start working. Maybe because I never worked a job in my life before, so this was definitely going to be something new and I could earn some extra money. So when February 26th came, I quickly got onto the Taco Bell website and I clicked apply. About a few weeks later, I got a call inviting me to come in for an interview. I was super stoked, I was super excited, and I remember where I was when I actually got the phone call. I was working with my dad on his tow truck. When I went in for the interview, they did ask me a very interesting question that I was absolutely not ready for. They asked me, what is your favorite food to eat at Taco Bell? While growing up, my family really never ate out anywhere. So I actually never ate at Taco Bell in my life. And so when they asked me what my favorite food was, well, I didn't know any better, so I just said burrito. Which at the time was the only Mexican food that I could think of. After the interview, about a few weeks passed and I didn't hear anything back. So I gave them a call back and they told me that I didn't qualify for the position. Yes, I was not qualified to work at Taco Bell.
What?
So I decided to wait. I continued applying everywhere. For some reason I didn't hear back, and then finally July of 2014 I heard back from Taco Bell again and I was invited for another interview. After going through this interview, I was very stoked because I got the job. I was about to start making a whole $9.10 an hour.
I'm really rich.
That's why it was pretty crazy to me that Taco Bell now pays $15 an hour because I started just 7 years ago at $9.10 per hour. All right, let's start with the first obvious reason of why Taco Bell is the best job out there. And that's because you get 50% off all of their food during lunch and during breaks. Okay, on a serious note, why Taco Bell is the best job is because you work your butt off and you barely get paid for it. But trust me, that's actually a very good thing. It's a very good thing for those people that just start off their work career. They're trying to find a job where they can work. Taco Bell really does set you off on a good path. Reason why is because Taco Bell is a very difficult job. It's very emotionally and it's very physically draining. It really teaches you how to multitask and do many things at once. For example, when I was working at Taco Bell, I had a few different things that I did. One was I worked on the drive-thru. Whenever a customer would pull up through the intercom, they would order their food. I would talk to them. After they ordered their food, they would pull up to the window and I would have to cash them out. While I was cashing them out, I had to take the next order that was going through the intercom. So that's kind of like two things happening at once. Besides that, I had to make sure that the customer at the window received all of his drinks that he ordered, received all of his food, all of the utensils, and all of the sauces that he requested. And while all of this was going on, you would sometimes get the most complicated customers. One type of customer that you could get is he pulls up to the window and instead of giving you a card or instead of giving you cash, he would just give you a stack of coins that you need to count. Okay, yes, there's nothing wrong with that. We have coins laying in our car, but I'm just saying sometimes that was just very difficult because you had so many other things going on, and then you also had to count 147 pennies that the customer gave you. Another type of customer you would get went something like this. So I had one customer go through the drive-thru. So we had this thing going on that after a customer would order his food, we would have to ask him if he wants to donate $1 to help children that are hungry. And after asking this man, he said in a very rude way, no, Matter of fact, I have a dog in the back that's actually very hungry. Let me get him a cheesy roll-up. And a cheesy roll-up was $1. Okay, some of you guys might say, come on, Mikhail, dogs are children too. Okay, you can think what you want, but you have to understand one thing. There's two different ways you can answer someone. You can say it in a polite way, or you can say it how this man said it.
Yappa, 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 yappa.
But again, you might say, why do you say that Taco Bell is the best job you can have? Well, you have to understand one thing. Let's take, for example, you start a business. When you start a business, you don't start making millions of dollars right away.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You start to consistently grow. You start to expand and your company starts to grow. But you have to understand one thing. A year might pass, 2 years, 5 years might pass, and you still might not be getting paid how much you want to get paid. Well, that's exactly this situation is the same thing. When you start off working with Taco Bell, yes, it might be the hardest days of your life. You might be emotionally drained, physically drained. You might barely get paid, but you have to understand one thing. The skill sets that you learn working at this job, and there are many different skill sets you learn. You learn how to be accurate, you learn how to be precise, and you learn how to memorize and learn things very quickly. And why I say that is because Taco Bell does have one of the biggest menus out of all fast food chains. So when you start working there, you actually have to memorize the whole menu. So going back to my previous point, Taco Bell is a very similar thing. When you start off working off at a fast food chain, for example, like Taco Bell, yes, it's very difficult. Yes, you barely get paid, but you have to understand one thing. This job really does set you up to be successful in the future. Obviously, if you start working at Taco Bell as a cashier and you don't grow and you just stay as a cashier your whole life, well, yes, in that case, you probably won't develop your skill set. But if you take that skill set that you learned from this job and you take it elsewhere, I'm telling you one thing. Any job you have after, you will really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate that.
I know that this video will probably not be for everyone just because many of you guys out there are already working somewhere and have already gotten into the workforce, but those that haven't, I definitely recommend taking this route because it's going to teach you a lot of different things. If you feel like this video was helpful, or if you think someone else might benefit from watching this video, feel free to share this video to them as well. It really does mean a lot hearing all the feedback from you guys. I have definitely felt the support from many of you guys on this channel. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to turn that like button blue, and also don't forget to turn your post notifications on because I release one video every week. I try to do it on Wednesdays. If you guys have any ideas for future videos, definitely let me know. I love to hear all the ideas, so please let me know. I really do want to hear it. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next video, до свидания.